Hey guys, Steven here, Fanatic Perspective. So the Cowboys got run over by a bus known as the Baltimore Ravens tonight. And it's while we grieve here another horrible loss. And those of you who hate losing as much as I do, it's tough. I know it's for the greater good at the end, for losing organically the pick to come that should lead to the picks to come. But it's when you want your team to win and you invest time, and especially like a Tuesday night, how rare is it to watch NFL on a Tuesday within the COVID landscape? I don't know what's going on with Dez Bryant, who is now a member of the Baltimore Ravens, and right before kickoff gets pulled, gets tested. Per his Twitter, said he tested positive for COVID, and now he wants to quit football, and he's drinking wine, and he wants to start sharing his businesses with us, and does just seem to be in a very dark emotional space. We know how much football means to him as we watched him grow up as a Dallas Cowboy. So having this opportunity to face us, and I think just being out on the field and showing the Cowboys he could still play meant the world to him, and to seemingly have that taken away from him. More importantly, the fact that he was on the field engaging with people, and he could be, potentially spreading the virus. Who knows? We don't know everything there is to know about this virus, and they still decide to play the game, and the NFL is kind of hush-hush and deleting tweets about it. It's a very weird situation. The last few weeks in the NFL has been weird, as they've been very reluctant to cancel games. We saw what happened with the Denver Broncos and New Orleans Saints just a couple weeks ago with the quarterback room, and they still put that product out on the field. Speaking of the product out on the field, this is the worst defense I've seen as a Cowboys fan. It's even worse than the Monty Kiffin defense. And it's not like we've had issues against the run, and we've had teams just run the ball down our throat. I mean, we go look no further than the Rams playoff game when Carl Winslow did it to us. But tonight, it's like, you come off how we've finished in the Redskins game. The Redskins. Shame on me. The Washington football team's game. And how they run the ball down our throats. Then the Ravens come in. We already know what the scheme is. And look, I will say this. When you're preparing for the Ravens offense, Greg Roman, Lamar Jackson, if you're not in their division, or you're not a team that plays them often, it's going to throw you off the first time you face an attack like that. We haven't really faced an attack like that probably since RG3 or Kaepernick, and I don't think any of this personnel was here outside of Sean Lee. So when you go against a type of scheme like that, like, you have to kind of get acclimated to not just the speed, but also the misdirection, a lot of the trickery with the ball handling. It's like preparing for, in some ways, Navy, when your keys have to be tighter, and just understanding certain things. There's a lot you can eventually take away, as we've seen, and teams that are in the AFC starting to even adapt more to what the Ravens and Lamar Jackson does, and forcing him to throw the ball well enough. We didn't get to that point tonight, because you saw he was spraying the ball, even on throws he was completing, he's spraying the ball all over the place. He's not an accurate quarterback. But you have to get Lamar to that point, because if you're giving him all the run game stuff and they can dictate with their backs and really control the game flow, then you have no chance to beat them. That's why they've won so many games under him. So, because there's a level of discipline you have to have, gap integrity, playing your assignments, tackling. You see Xavier Woods get up there. He has an opportunity to slow Lamar Jackson down from a first down, but he's also, I think he slowed up, and Troy Aikman was so critical of him, but I think he slowed up because he didn't want to get juked and put in another highlight reel. I don't know. Like, it's just one of those things where, again, you're not used to facing a quarterback that fast, and it throws you off. And, another week where this team is just utterly not prepared under Mike Nolan. And there's no way. I'm not going to say there's no way. There's a very slim chance that Mike Nolan is here next year. He shouldn't be. I've seen enough. I think, when you know something's bad, when you know the milk has gone bad, there's no need to save it and try to make other meals from it. Just throw it out. That's what you got to do with Mike Nolan and a lot of people on the defensive staff. They just got to start over. I'm not saying you got to fire Mike McCarthy or anything like that. I mean, I think he'll get the COVID pass for this season, and Jerry Jones will want to evaluate him under a full offseason. All the credibility, the honeymoon stuff is gone, even with him losing his quarterback. It's just like there's not the fight from the team. I mean, they show Orlando Brown screaming to the camera, easy money. And then you juxtapose that against the Cowboys sideline, and people are just dejected. No fight, no answers. I mean, that's how bad the defense is. But like the run stuff has always been an issue. It's just that, Mike McCarthy gets up there at the end of the game and he says it's 300 yards rushing is an astronomical number. No shit. Like, come on, 300 yards rushing in the NFL. That's crazy. Like, J.K. Dobbins over 70 plus, Lamar over 90 plus, Gus Edwards 100 plus. I mean, it's crazy. Our offense did what they could. I mean, 17 points is good for us considering what Andy Dalton, his limitations and the severe limitations of the offensive line. Andy actually had quite a bit of time today in some cases, a lot of cases. But again, you're limited to what he can do, and the run game can only be so effective with our offensive line. I mean, we still ran for over 100 yards and threw for almost 300. I mean, the yards were there, but talent takes over in the red zone. I've always, when the yards and stuff get more condensed, you have to execute, and we struggle there. We also missed 3 field goals. The wind seemed to be crazy over in Baltimore, and I think that was more of a weather issue. Either that or Greg Zuerlein has, he's on the take. He's on Team Tank. Although, I mean, I think it was more wind related because Justin Tucker missed a field goal under 40 yards, and he doesn't ever miss. So it sucks watching bad football, and it sucks watching Cowboys football right now. Just a bad product. Worst defense I've seen. My linebackers are regressing rapidly. It's very little good I can point to. I mean, I still like Tank Lawrence, what he's giving me, and I like what we saw from Baby Diggs when he was around earlier in the year. But who do you even hang on to on this defense? Like, Aldon Smith has slowed down a lot. I mean, it's just, you look across the board. I mean, you see the play. The brother loses outside contain, but it's not, he didn't even lose contain in an egregious manner, but then he can't even get there, and Dobbins just flies by him, and it's just like, geez, man, we're so slow. We have no talent. We can't recover on anything. Darian Thompson gets a pick. We do nothing with it. It's just, yeah, bad football. And we get what? 4 more games of this? So until we, might as well start getting ready for the draft at this point, because the Giants have seemingly gotten their stuff together and are playing hard, playing well. And the Washington football team pulled out a win against the 11-0 Pittsburgh Steelers, did something we couldn't do when we had an opportunity. We won't put the better quarterback in, so it's very clear what the Cowboys are doing and what business they're in. So, yep, that's it. Y'all let me know what your thoughts are on a Tuesday night football game. I was excited to watch football on Tuesday until my team got destroyed. So that's my night. I appreciate y'all. Peace.